Hello, everyone. So much love. Welcome to our Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk with my giant Magdalene Rose right here. So let's see if you can hear me. I want to just check in if my audio sounds good. And Michael is not yet here with me, and he'll show up at some point. Welcome, everyone. Sending everybody so much love. Let's see who's in the house. So if you're here, can you just let me know, is the audio good? Can you hear me well with the audio? Oh, good. Thank you so much, Valerie. Isn't it wonderful? There's a bouquet here. So this, look at the vibration. Perfect Fibonacci sequence. This was a bouquet of beautiful roses that Tanya got. We're sharing this video from Tanya's house here in Bluffton, South Carolina. And when we arrived, it was a bouquet of this in our room. And I was like, oh my God, it's so gigantic, but I want it like on me somewhere. So here's my tea. Valerie, what are you drinking today, sweetheart? Tell me. I have some herbal tea from Tanya today. It's pretty good. I have no idea what it is. I had to just put it on. Peppermint. Okay, thank you. Mine seems to be, let me see. Feels like a little bit of, as a bit of a lemony flavor to it, and some perhaps green tea mix. So I'm sitting here in the, let me show you for a second, in the porch, screen and porch where Tanya's house is. And this is where we sit, have our breakfast. I posted the pictures yesterday. And today is a bit windy here in Bluffton, South Carolina. And you're going to hear a little bit of this banging because they're doing the construction here. And is wonderful. Yeah, peppermint is wonderful for, all that, anything to do with indigestion, what have you. And let me show you, there are a couple of friends here that are joining us. These are on Tanya's table. And hi, Letitia. Nice to see you. Let's see who's joining us. Oh my goodness, this is a bit heavy, but I love it. It feels so good. I love the vibration of roses. Like it's just amazing. If you ever see the Fibonacci sequence, if you put it here, you'll see the vibration, the way it spirals. It is just profound. Letitia, what are you drinking? What tea you got, sister? We got so much to cover today. It's probably going to be a shorter one. So as you see, this Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk starts out with me. And at some point, Michael is going to be joining us, coming from upstairs. Poor Michael, he has not slept at all. Neither have I in the last 3 nights. It's been very, very hard. Hello, Tara. Oh, Tara Teas. Nice. Thank you. I don't know. I don't recognize Tara Teas. I love you, have tea. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let us know what tea you're drinking, and maybe your first name would be great. Mine is a Rishi tea today. Some kind of lemony senches, probably. It's delicious. So Michael hasn't slept the last few days. Neither have I. We arrived in South Carolina on Wednesday. And it's just so nice to be here. So nice to be in this very relaxing energy, and just the weather is so wonderful. Though today's a bit more, spirit of the wind is a lot more strong today. And before we came, I have not been, again, I go through these cycles where the sleep is tremendously impacted, depending on all these frequencies coming in, how much I'm impacted. And the last few days before we arrived, I was very impacted by the sleep. And Michael calls me tumbling something, the thing that tumbling weed. And so that's what happens. I toss and turn and toss and turn, and I'm horizontal, I'm vertical, I'm just diagonal, I'm all over. And even though we have a king bed, I mean, it's a disaster. And so many times Michael goes sleep in the other room because I'm in the middle of so much. And usually in my sleeps, I'm inside a lot of battlefields. So there's a lot of battlefields taking place, and I'm usually rescuing Michael, and there's just a whole lot happening in other places, or I'm going to different temples, and there's just a whole lot happening. And so I haven't slept well. And the night before we got here, it was really rough, and I knew I needed to take a nap. And so when Tanya picked us up in her Jeep, I said, Tanya, listen, as soon as we sleep, as soon as you pick us up from the airport, we eat, I just have to get horizontal and pass out. And the frequencies have been that way every day, like around 2:30, about 5, 10, 15 minutes, I just have to get horizontal. And I really got to just close my eyes because I start feeling the frequency getting even more like this. And the minute I get horizontal, everything settles. So that's just what needs to be done for my system. And as we got here, usually, again, we travel a lot. So we're accustomed to so many different beds and so many different places. And, we're sensitive beings with the energies and what have you. And then sharing another bed. So the first time we hardly slept. And last night was like, hi, love. Did you wake up? Oh, you finally made it. Oh, you're going to see Michael. Michael, come join us. Hi, sweetheart. We just started. Oh, look at Michael. We're going to put the flowers here, Michael. Yeah, how's that? So, Michael, say hi to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So, Michael, I was just sharing how difficult sleep has been the last few days. And usually, so typically there are two responses. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, I was trying to put it on behind my ear. It was too big. It can't go quite behind my ear. So we'll go right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, there you go. What's that? So I was sharing, usually if I haven't gotten enough sleep or I'm really impacted, I'm completely out of commission or I'm completely delirious. And it seems like today I'm more in the delirious, super excited mode, but I can't even tell you why, because I hardly slept last night or the night before. But the only thing is last night when I went to bed at 8, while Michael was working on Tanya, I had that first 3-hour stretch, which I rely on. I was able to sleep. The rest of it was a living disaster. And good thing Michael had slept in the other room. So, and part of it, we're about to do another light code transmission here. I feel like all the frequencies are adjusting. So, and yesterday we got a lot of sun, meaning Michael got a lot more sun, and he swam like a champion in the ocean to see the group of dolphins. So he just kind of wore himself out. But hold on, before you start, Michael, let me see what everybody's saying. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so Valerie's on, Letitia is on. Oh, Gloria. Gloria's from Terratis. Thank you so much, Gloria. Thank you. Flamingo passion tea. Yum. That sounds fabulous. Oh my goodness. I would love to see what that tastes like. And let's see. And Valerie's saying, anyone said, yeah, I was just saying sleep has been off. Absolutely. Yes, sleep has been difficult. Great. Yes, absolutely. So they're saying hello. Slavikia is saying hello. Hello, thank you so much. Sunshine Live is in the house. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I would love that. Please. Thank you. I would love to. Thank you so much, Gloria. That would be it. Hello, Caitlin. Much love to you. Good to see you. Sekon Ra. So much love. Thank you so much. And thank you. Thank you. Maria is in the house. So we were saying sleep has been up. So Michael was just sleeping before he came down. I told him to rest, come whenever you like. So Michael, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Michael's like, I am honey. I am so out of it today. I don't think I can be on the Friday tea time. I said, actually come, because this is exactly, you validate what other people are also experiencing. That you haven't slept. It's okay you haven't slept. Yeah. And not functioning right. And you gotta get to you gotta get as much rest today because you have client sessions tomorrow before you can serve others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She told me to come down for a short while, so I'll do my best to hold in there as I thank you guys all for joining another wonderful tea time. It's been interesting as we travel to learn when arriving in new places, the energy that's needed to integrate as well as the energy that's needed to sleep. So sensitive souls, we understand more quickly that it's just of vital importance to hold that and then just to roll with what is being given to us depending upon the frequencies. So it's interesting today to see where I'm at and where
are you at, Michael? Michael, really, where are you?
I'm in the clouds and I'm extremely tired. As people can see my eyes, I'm barely here, but I'm grateful that we're in beautiful South Carolina in the warmth and sun, beautiful nature, grateful for the opportunity to be of highest healing service as I keep watching this flower. That's what I feel like. I feel like a flower. I feel like a flower that keeps falling.
I really want this behind me. Let me get a clip.
Now she leaves me all by myself, all tired. Thank you, honey. I feel like that flower that keeps falling off because I feel like today has been a day of just not fully presence in the lack of sleep, and I really feel that sometimes we may take for granted how important it is to rest, and we may have so many things that we have to do, but how vital importance it is to feel that really rest within, because we really can't serve anyone else if we're not serving ourselves. So it's interesting just to feel that now and to observe it and honor it and allow what comes through, because I know that for me it's just grounding and feeling this beautiful warmth and sun, and I love what you just said. Just your presence on the screen is calming, Michael. For the rose for us is bouncing off the walls. Yeah, you should see her bouncing in the middle of the night. Most people don't know that honey's frequency, people can feel it thousands and thousands of miles. For those that are right next to her, sleeping in bed, and she's not here, but she's in the galactic moment, that somehow I really call upon the ascended masters, the angels, the Elohim, and every single spirit just to come down to say, can you just take this physical body on this plane in the 3D and allow some type of stillness so that can possibly create a safe space, because we feel each other's energies here or there. Imagine being right next to her and allowing that as you sleep, and then there's just so many mornings.
I did say sometimes I'm diagonal, I'm horizontal, I'm vertical, toss and turn. It is like a whole lot of activity.
And you can imagine,
besides
we
voices
we have
out.
A king size bed, or we're a queen, and so half the time I'm like on the edge holding on for dear life, and she's just, I'm like, okay, well, this will pass, and I'll just hold my pillow and hopefully I won't fall off the bed. But it is interesting to see how this all is being brought forward, because the importance of it is just to really find that rest throughout the day.
But wasn't last night the best? Last night I got up, so there was this, when we travel, we have this one celestial white noise sound. All these years I travel because it's a white noise, and I do very well with white noise, and it cuts all this other noise. I can just those several first hours sleep totally through it. So for some reason last night when I woke up, I was so irritated at this white noise. I don't know why. I'm so
celestial
triggered.
White noise. Her getting irritated. Galactic shaman.
So I was about to. I woke up from it so irritated. I wanted to take my laptop and throw it against the wall. So as I came out to go to the bathroom and I had to pee, I saw Michael in the bathroom, and he's like, hey, and I was like, hey, like 2 ships passing.
How you doing? She's like, I'm so mad at the noise. I'm like, oh no, I'm not going back in there. I'm touching her. If you got mad at the celestial white noise, something is unrooted in there, because obviously I'll go back to the little boy's room where I'm sleeping in a bunk bed surrounded by stuffed animals, Spider-Man on the wall, and figuring out how to acclimate to all the superheroes around me while I was like trying to figure out the
Michael is sleeping. Michael slept in Tanya's son's 6-year-old son's bedroom last night.
I got the bunk bed while the tossing tumbleweed was going all the way around. It really is a video. I'd like to get one of those small cameras to videotape what happens at night, because people would probably try to figure a diagnosis to see how there can be at least a peace and balance. That's
hi, higher heart. Thank you for joining us. You're walking in regarding lack of sleep several nights.
I just find it interesting how when she's lack of sleep, she comes out like a bouncing jelly bean, like, wow, it's great. I haven't slept, everything's good. I'm just like looking at her like, I haven't slept, and I'm just, one eye open and one eye closed, and point being why we're bringing this forward. Obviously,
you
there's a lot
look
of
much
sarcasm.
better than about
Really,
half
my
an
eyes
hour
look
ago.
bloodshot, and I'm feeling
No, but
tired.
you really do look better than half an hour ago.
Until I pulled my hair back. If I let my hair go, I look like a wild, crazy man of lack of sleep.
He was not looking like me and Tanya. Let's blast Michael so he can, bounce back. Oh, go ahead. You were saying.
No, I just want to I keep going back upon the rest, but I find that our physical vessel takes on quite a bit, and we forget how much of the mental energy, the emotional energy, the spiritual energy, ethereal, and everything around us does have an effect on us. And I just noticed this through my healing career with clients. Sometimes we take for granted how far we can push, how far we can go, what's happening on all factors. And so I feel this is a physical demonstration of when the body is asking for rest.
But you had, it was busy. We had a really busy weekend before we came. Michael was Mr. Mom for me this Sunday and Monday. I had so much pain in my head, my neck, it's complete exhaustion, and I didn't know that I'll be able to facilitate tomorrow, and then we're leaving. And the exhaustion of what had taken place, because the last 3 days of that, I had been dealing with a lot of emotional things came up. Some of you that may have followed, like my son's friend was murdered, and Michael doesn't like to use the word, but it is what it is. And so on Thursday, I got hit by that news. So as a mother, naturally, I was just shaken, because this was not the first time. This was the second time within a year. A friend of theirs from school was murdered, and by gang. So then, of course, all these things came out in me. And so, we did a live stream on that. I sent a post. And so for 3 days, just dealing with that while Michael was getting ready for his event on Saturday for embracing your divine power over the Easter weekend, very powerful energy. And we have the pink full moon. Then it was Michael's father's birthday after 9 months after his transition, spirit side. So there's a lot of emotion going on. We both were experiencing a lot of emotions, and amazing also emotions. Yet at the same time, I was going through a lot of physical body things regarding my stomach. For 3-4 days was swollen like this, and it's like I can't stomach violence anymore. I just can't stomach it. And anything to do with, obviously, with my children, because there are things that go on, but when there's that close and there's gangs and there's murder, and the gangs have taken to the next level of setting up and murder, that really affected me. So on Sunday, from the pressure in my neck, the pressure in my head, Michael had to be Mr. Mom and just really come to just help support, doing acupuncture on my belly, acupuncture on my back, just acupuncture on my head, massage, try to get me back. He was determined, we're going to leave on Wednesday, we get on the airplane. And I feel he wore himself out also.
Well, it's just
right? You're
important.
catching up.
It's important as we all transition in our travels to be grounded. So I did whatever it took in times when we know that we can go through that, but ultimately the level of balance of our own selves. And, I'm feeling pretty good. I just feel like yesterday was probably a bit much with the sun and just lack of sleep and allowing us to...
Sun and sweetheart. It wasn't just that. It was Wednesday we arrived. We were in a lot of sun with the Jeep, with the sunshine radiating down upon you. And then the ocean.
I could
We
just
saw
have
the
a little,
dolphins.
an ounce of what's in her body with no sleep, just an ounce, like a shot of that adrenaline. It would totally lift me so much further.
Don't worry, I'll crash right after.
It's funny. Her energy goes so high, and then like a battery. It's if people like really understood, honey. Like she's like, okay, I'm going. I'm like, what do you mean I'm going? I'm on 2. No, I'm on 1, and then she's out. And
I'm out. Like if I put my head, I'm gone. I'm gone to a different dimension. I'm like out of here very quickly. It's galactic sleep, baby.
So, but
so what happened? So yesterday, Michael swam to be with the ocean. We saw a group of about 9 dolphins swimming. So I was like, Michael, if this is the time, go. So he bravely jumped in the ocean, and Michael hasn't swum in a while, so that was a lot of swimming.
I jet lined out to the dolphins.
He really
go
did.
Swim with the dolphins. So of course I just went out there and just went as far as I possibly could to be within like 5-6 feet of the dolphins, which is a very magical experience. It's nice to be in an area where it's not so captive. Where I've been in Cancun, Mexico, where it's more of a tourist scene. This was wild to feel that, but I realized I haven't swum like that since I've surfed big waves in Mexico.
What wore you out in the middle of the day and that much sun. And plus, we were with our galactic sister, Tanya. And Tanya is one of her dear friends, Candace. They're both tag team, and they hold a powerful light here in Bluffton, South Carolina with their events. So then it was the 4 of us. So that was a lot of activation because Tanya was also very lightheaded.
Yeah. But the beautiful thing is, at the ocean, I mean, swimming, I totally understand about it. It does, but at the same time, it does invigorate me too. The ocean is the medicine that I always come within. So it felt great to be out there. Yeah. But obviously, when we were on a day of relaxation and doing many things, it's funny when you think you're going to be relaxed.
Yeah, we just went to farmers market.
But I would say the wind sometimes can be a little tapping within the Jeep and so forth. But and at the same time, there's lots of powerful frequencies. There's lots of energies. There's a lot of things that are moving through, and that always affects us in different ways. It can be sleep, it can be emotions, it can be even mentally. A lot of times, even last night, it's interesting when you want to sleep, the mind starts getting agitated to little things it usually doesn't get agitated at, and so there's that determination of guiding through meditations, through self-talk, through visualizations, yet there's on the verge, but then maybe there's a sound, or maybe there's something that's catching off guard. So I feel it's a real testimony to seeing how patient I could be, or those that are in that area, of just to allow what's happening. And before I knew it, when I did wake up, I felt really good for the first hour. I was like, wow, I actually fell asleep, because there was this fear of not being able to sleep. I was in a different room. I was in a place that I just didn't feel comfortable, but I knew honey needed her sleep. Yet it's this interesting way of how much do we want to sacrifice ourselves for another to sleep, yet I'm going through the same process. And here we are, like, passing in the middle of the night in the bathroom, being like, are you all right? You're right? No. I'm like, well.
I said, Michael, it's a disaster. Don't come there. It's like a battlefield zone. Because for me, it was so interesting. Michael, I was telling you, like, I started having shortness of breath. And I have such deep breaths. Michael knows. And I was like, why is my breath short? What's going on? So then that started actually getting me upset. And then, so of course, I was like, wow, we have this trip coming up. How are we going to sleep? So then.
Tranquilizer.
Like the horse was.
Just give a tranquilizer.
So last night I got up and I took melatonin. I was like, I'm going to take some melatonin. This is like I was like, this Tanya with all her crystals here, and the activation is gone off the chart. So, for me, I laugh because, we saw a beautiful turtle that came out of this pond. So for those of you that come and look, we're in Tanya's porch. There's a little pond right there. It's precious. This turtle came to visit us. It was so amazing. Like, I get so... like, oh my God, this nature here and all these. I swear, Michael, it was the antennas of all these oak trees. I swear these oak trees like wired me yesterday. Like, I'm buzzing. Are you about to like pass out?
No, I'm just trying to find a position I can just feel a little more comfortable.
Okay.
But
So I feel that's what happens. So I was, even though last time Michael went to work on Tanya needed some. Tanya's healing space is also right here. You guys will meet her in a second when she's finishing healing session. And so, but this is what happened. Usually when we are hosted somewhere, we are all synchronizing and there's the frequencies start working with all of us. And especially tomorrow night, we have the light code transmission in the house. So everything is starting to vibrate, and lack of sleep in combination with all these frequencies is part of it. Everything is like adjusting, and this is a new place for us that we're starting to like anchor. My meditation today was so wonderful, like meeting all the guys, like, hi, we're here, Bluffton, like all the team, like, hey, meet everybody, start doing your work behind the scenes. But what I'm running on, like I'm a little bit hyper, super hyper. Because I haven't slept.
The last bit of the kidney fuel, and before she's gonna be like,
I'm gonna crash. When I make lunch, I'm gonna crash.
Then people will be like, wow, she did so well for that tea time. Then afterwards, she's now like with an IV hooked up to her arm, allowing this energy to go. It's very impressive. It's quite impressive to see, because I feel that the gift of it is.
But Michael, let's be truthful, because I'm on the other side of it. You've also seen where I can't even function. It's the two extremes,
but it's
right?
just amazing when you don't get sleep. It's so powerful to see how bubbly you are, because I come out like just like one eye open and my foot's dragging, and you're like,
and I'm just
happy Friday, how you doing? Like a whale pulling into the harbor, being like, just fly me back to the Arctic. So
and it makes me giggle even more, because Michael is like completely out of commission, and I see his frequencies just
it's
like
a rarity, because I'm pretty
it doesn't
strong.
Happen.
I'm pretty in that sense.
Yeah.
So the point being,
we all have our different things,
and our days, and it was interesting, because I also told Honey, I was like, I really don't feel like being put on camera. I don't look well. I don't feel well. And
I said, these are the two different versions. Let's share.
She said, share your truth, be your rawness, and don't be afraid. So this is my rawness today of my eyes half open, my mind half here, and somewhere I'm.
Where's your heart?
So
where's your heart?
Of course, my heart's here.
Your heart is what's important.
Right. Well, I'm here.
Okay,
that's what brought my here, and the beautiful beings that I feel that take their time to really be with us. Thank you, because I know sometimes it's not sometimes, but it's the energy of both of us, and when we're both together, it gives a full union of the divine, sacred masculine and feminine, as I'm barely talking.
Yeah.
And so that together allows an exchange for us to be here. Just gonna meditate. I think this was part of her enjoyment. I don't know how you guys are doing. I'm here.
Oh, it's awesome. So, okay, so I know Michael, shouldn't Michael put a rose on too? I totally agree.
I think I need more than a rose. I think I need a transfusion right now. I think I need something like a little.
Oh my goodness!
Something like
different versions. It's good stuff. So listen. So I wanted to tell you something. Oh, by the way, Michael, look. Did you notice what I did to it?
Oh, you put the kyanite underneath it. Beautiful.
Do you like it? But guess what? This one broke. I had to like redo it.
Okay. Beautiful.
You like the way it came out?
It's nice, yeah.
So let me tell you what happened. So yesterday, so we have this. So there's this. Some of you flew Friday tea time ago. So I had worn a pendant, which very quickly, when we went to Miami before Brazil, which we didn't make to Brazil, go to Costa Rica, it fell and broke. So it ended up being buried in Costa Rica. anyway, so I ordered another one for the Persian New Year, one for Michael, one for me. So Michael's been loving it, wearing it, and it's a sacred geometry, and then it has a beautiful crystal around it, and it's just handmade. They're only one, they don't repeat or anything like that. So anyway, so right before we came on Wednesday morning, Michael loves this thing, and I tie it for him every morning. So I put it on his back, and of course, rushing around, and Michael was a little upset because we just so happened to have dishes in the sink before we knew it. And he just had it. He didn't want any more dishes in this thing. So he had like a little shit fit with the dishes, before we left.
There's a huge story behind it, but we won't get into
that's okay. We won't get into that. So anyway, hi Demetrius, love to see you. Thank you so much. So then Michael left his pendant at home. It's a beautiful fluoride with the Metatrons cube, and he was very upset. We had bought one for Tanya, so we brought one for Tanya, gifted one to her, so she had hers and I had mine. So then yesterday, between all of this, when we went to the farmer's market after the ocean, I saw this dog. So it's been interesting. All these things that we had in our vision is like handed over. So just that day in the airplane, I said, Michael, please, I'm on this kick that I want us to have a pet together, but we travel so much, we don't know how. But I'm in this fantasy of just going with the pets that I want. I was like, Michael, please a goat, please an owl, please. So, and I don't want him to say no to me. Just go along, say yes. I know we can't have a baby pet goat in our apartment, So let's just, have that. So anyway, and so what ended up happening was, it was so funny. I saw this dog because I said earlier to Michael, I was like, Michael, let's have this fluffy cat, and let's put like a little bam on its head, and that would be our pet. So yesterday when we were at farmer's market, I was so excited because you see in the post yesterday, I saw this picture. This dog with these beautiful, what color eyes? It's like sky blue eyes, fluffy, and had one of these bams bows here. And I got so excited that my crystal pendant fell and shattered again. So I was laughing again because like right before we felt like the energy had transformed, and
it was
pretty, it does,
you can think of that.
And it does, whatever happens. So as a result of it, it was so sweet because I got just so excited. So then I didn't have it. And yesterday when we came back to Tanya's, Michael went to work on Tanya, and I was like, okay, like I feel I still need something here. And I took it out, and Tanya had given me this kyanite, and I put it on, and I feel for now it's going to be good. And because the energy is transformed constantly.
And the one thing that that is very interesting is the ability of when something is when an energy comes through and is broken. What I find is very powerful is Honey has an ability to let go immediately, and sometimes what we find so precious, or an item or physical area that we may be attached to, it's so powerful to watch her just let it go immediately, versus sometimes I'm still learning to let go of things that I love so much, or if they get broken, I want to replace it. And it's really, really powerful to see how all of a sudden it's like, wow, here we go into another level, and we heard it break, and then he's like, look, your pendant broke. She's like, oh, that's all right. And I was like, wow, how extraordinary it is to be in a moment where something that is quite precious, something that she loves so much, something that she gifted. Ironically, I left mine home in a fast moment, and then to release that. And it's a question that we can all ask ourselves is, if we do have something, if we have a favorite shirt, I know I spill a lot of things being clumsy, or if we have like a crystal, or if there's something that we really love, how quickly are we able to, in that moment, surrender, let go, and just accept what's happened? And I find it's extraordinary.
Yeah, I feel because of the relationship that I have with the crystals, like this one, for example, I created this one was, I'll talk about it in a minute, and it broke, so then put it together again. When those of us who work with crystals, we know crystals are living beings, and we know they're here to assist us just the duration they are, and their duration, they know it could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a year, 10 years. But if, for example, if they're the crystal beads that are working with you and synchronized with you, once they have done their work, it's going to come apart, it's going to go, and you can't have any attachment to it other than just deep gratitude. And I always say, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for observing whatever needed to observe. And what was interesting, if some of you saw the pictures, right before we went to the farmer's market, there was this gigantic 4-ton rose crystal quartz that it's in the yard of Tanya's friend Glenda, and she had this in Virginia, and it was dedicated to her son that crossed over. So she brought it down, and it's right under this amazing oak tree. And I'll show you for those of you that didn't see it. So I was laying on it before, like I was like, oh my God, it's like, look at these crystal things like this are right underneath Mother Earth, where we walk on her belly, and we constantly are getting this vibration underneath. So I was very charged with that, I feel, and that's why it broke. So it's like I received what I needed. So I have zero attachment to any of these. Once they've done their work, they move forward, and you're able to recreate it totally.
And there's signs as well. I love what Sekhan has written.
He
said, not so long ago, I went by a bush, hooked my crystal bracelet. It ripped, and 3 seconds later, a motorcycle crashed on the road 5 meters in front of me. So it's always interesting of how things happen and what things in order are placed, because maybe just part of the attention of a crystal breaking or something happening, that it places us exactly where we should be. And at the same time, how life moves, we can never question what happens. And
That's right.
And I find that, in those things that I will be personally honest, I'm still learning. When I love something, like, oh, I love it, but at the same time,
and we went through this because he one of the crystal beads he had that our friend Sixtina had made, she had custom made one for me and Michael, but when we received it, the one she had made for me, I didn't resonate because I felt it was more for Michael. The one she had made for Michael, because it was according to our birth sign, like I was drawn to Michael. So then we switched it. And anyway, but interesting enough, when 2 weeks ago it broke, Michael was like so sad. And I was like, Michael, it's amazing. Isn't it amazing? But he wanted to get it fixed. So that was one of the things. He was disappointed and sad,
fix it because it serves as an energetic level of during the healings. But I recognized,
and I was like, they have to done their work. You have to allow it. So Michael went through a whole process with that, and just learning these are living beings, and when they do their work, we have to honor them. We can't be attached to any of these on earth, and we have to just embrace the duration where they're here to support us. Which, speaking of this, let me show this to you. So this was the quartz crystal. This is about 4 tons. I posted the picture, and oh my goodness, I had a field day with it, sitting on it. So powerful. I just wish I had more time, and I feel that's where you get exhausted, because all that rose quartz energy when you sit on it.
Well, and I feel that also the power of the sun in South Carolina and transitioning and learning, I feel in general, when it comes to going from one culture to another, it's an hour and 15, just to ground a little more. I don't think I grounded as much as I could have.
Yeah, I feel you didn't ground
the first 24 hours of being here, so it opens up. But specifically, just out of curiosity, because I know I am holding on for dear life, keeping my eyes open. How are all you guys doing? For those that came in late, obviously I came in a little late because I was sleeping and didn't have a night of sleep. Honey went through her normal night of just tossing and turning, but we'd also like to inquire how everyone is doing.
The last 4 days, have you been feeling from the full resurrection?
Just curious, because I know a lot of times
Easter,
after big days, big movements, what has been moving through you? What have you been feeling? I know my energies have been moving in different ways, which one thing I was learning myself, and this is one of the big things that I was lying this morning, was how interesting when something comes like this, how my emotions want to some might just be a little upset because I'm in a beautiful place. I want to be here in full spirit. Yet somewhere within myself, I'm like, this is also a perfect time for myself to bring even a higher level of love, because how easy it is for me when we're together, when we're doing things, swimming with the dolphins yesterday, being on the beach, how that bliss and that peace and that enjoyment is right there. And then really going deep within myself this morning and saying, okay, well, it's 24 hours later, 12 hours later, and I'm not in that place, but how much can I still bring that same level of love, that same level of presence, and that same level of acceptance that, okay, I'm not feeling well. Okay, it's okay that I'm feeling exhausted, tired, that I even told Honey, I'm not going to be on the show. Should we cancel? So I'm still going to be on, and still feeling like somewhat, okay, well, I'm going to try my best. Maybe I'll sleep, but still seeing how much I could still bring love to that area, because how easy it is when we're in bliss, happiness, and joy. Yet when we're in that state that we're not feeling, how can we really, really bring that deep level of love in that presence so that we're still in this fifth dimensional frequency? We're not jumping back and forth and being disappointed in our own pain that we may be attached to. So it's interesting how that came up this morning for me to come through.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I feel like sometimes, like today, I told Michael, I said, Michael, everything is amazing. Everything is amazing. Look, it's like next week, Friday is my 47th birthday. We're here to share, and then we have a few days to enjoy. We're going to be with amazing people, and we're going to be with the baby goats next week on the farm. I couldn't be more grateful. And I was like, look, everything is amazing. Just because we didn't sleep, no problem. We'll get sleep. It's not the end of the world. Nothing will happen. And just, it is a perspective. Okay, just like now, okay, it doesn't feel good we didn't sleep, but they have to be very careful not to allow the emotion to then take over because of the lack of sleep. I was like, look, Michael came from a very powerful weekend, this resurrection. Some of you saw I gifted him angel wings, for him, like he earned his wings, and there's just been a lot of sweetness, and for us not to, brush everything away because of that. Actually, that's a very good message for me, isn't it?
Breathe it in, breathe it in, breathe it in, breathe it in. So take it away, wait, pause. Time out. Remember, breathe it in. Pause. Breathe it in. It's a great message.
Look at that. That was a great message. Did you feel it? I did. Did you see how I said that?
I'm seeing and feeling everything right
now.
Good.
So that was beautiful. Just to embrace this. Okay, no problem. It will pass. It will be okay, but not to go off the deep end. So, which can happen sometimes, But the energies are there. So let me just, on a frequency level, let me just share. We just came off this Easter. This Easter was not like the regular Easter, like all the other Easters in the past. This one particularly was extremely, extremely significant with the pink full moon, because a lot of it is around, and how interesting, there was all this bombing on Easter that day, many different parts of the world, not parts of the world, in Sri Lanka, and there's all these other frequencies happening, and within the same week of the fire in Notre Dame, which I just felt called to start bringing the frequencies were coming through me so strongly with the sacred divine feminine, the voice of the Magdalene consciousness, that will not be suppressed, will not be cut down, will not go underground, will not be oppressed, depressed, or any kind of shape or way. And I started bringing them through the crystals. Like there's a lot with the, being created several days in a row. I'm just creating them, bringing them through, deepening them into the grids. Part of it is because what is transforming is helping us as we move towards the 5-5 gateway. Michael was asking, what is the 5-5 gateway? We know number 5, fifth dimension. And then here we are, another 5, double 5. And then it goes back to 1, this one energy. We're coming back into the oneness. We're coming back to the universal oneness. And this 5 is very important because there's a lot of also focus on this 5G. This 5G, I just saw in Glastonbury for the music festival, they're having and they're going to be having 5G, and that's affecting a lot of people. And what Doreen had mentioned before is like not 5G, 5D, fifth dimension. That's important because there's the Christ energy of the crystalline light coming in, so embedded, so deep in its frequency of the diamond plates inside Earth and into this template that is around Earth. So of course we have a lot of this 5G coming to come sort of like affect this frequency field, but we're moving into it. The crystalline frequency has opened. We're connecting deep in this, and this is part of our work here in South Carolina, Bluffton, this weekend, tomorrow actually. So we're grounding in these energy as we're expanding into it, and we see, okay, there are bombs, there are threats, like even I even on a personal level going through it, but staying so anchored deep in our fifth dimensional frequency and not get thrown around, like really deepening the frequency even stronger. And that is really what's happening. So these are all part of it. The rest becomes part of it. There's a little bit of that erratic energy, the tossing and turning that I'm feeling because the frequency is meeting resistance on the other plane through this 5G stuff while the 5D is attempting to anchor. And interesting enough, Michael had a client that had reached out and was very concerned about the Wi-Fi's and all of that. And it is, although it's there, the other part of it is our light, our sacred flame, our crystalline diamond body, between, like, let's say roses, between the crystals, between these, and literally the crystalline liquid light, the golden frequency of light, we have the highest protection of love. And the more we expand that around us, we're not going to be affected by bring the 5G, bring the 10G. You're not going to be able to touch us. It's all another threat attempting to touch the sacred flame of the light workers and the bringers of light and the StarSeed. So to me, it's like you just cannot touch us anymore. Even with that, no problem. And there is this sense of many light workers being like worried and concerned. Okay, yes, it's there, but we can anchor in even deeper what is available to us, what is totally accessible to us without us getting pulled into that consciousness and anchoring the 5D versus 5G. That's what I feel. And the 5-5 baby.
And also opening up the fifth chakra, which is our fullness of our expression of our trueness within ourselves. So it's a big one because
it's a huge one, because the more you do this, you're opening. This is communicated, right, Michael?
And
also, one second, because we're in the month of we just entered this month of Taurus.
Right.
What is that? That's grounding the energy. Taurus is ruled by Venus, beauty. Mm-hmm. So you have no choice. The more you tap into the beauty and anchoring it in deep, grounding the energy, and you have a 5-5, like it's fifth dimension. The 5 represents the throat, the ether. So you have no choice to expand it. With
also expressing and knowing that one of our major abilities within our incarnation is to fully express our truth. And it's been a theme that we've been going through with loved ones, with clients and dear friends, that in our fullness of expression, how vital it is to open this and to speak our truth and to allow that in its purest form. Because of, if we're not speaking our fullness, we're not valuing ourselves, we're not honoring ourselves and supporting it from the highest level. So I feel that it's a huge reminder with the fifth dimension, with the fifth chakra, with our ability to recognize that it's of utter importance that we can't hold ourselves back anymore. We have to speak our truth. We have to be our truth. And we have to really recognize that truth reflects of how honest we are within ourselves and how much we are fully empowering ourselves to bring forth what this is. Because really, if you see, this can easily get cut off if our heart energy is, covered with pain, if we're not coming from our fullness of power and our security is not strengthened to the root of the ground. So it's a big one for all of us to really say, are we living from our fullness and our expression? So
And it's important because Michael, like that was the thing too. I was like, Michael, you don't have to put on a face. You're tired. You're exhausted. Come on. That it is the truth sets all of us free. So speaking of that, we're in Tanya's house. Tanya just finished her session. She'll come and you're gonna meet.
Welcome.
Hi, sweetie. Come on over. Come sit in the middle of us, darling. We're gonna introduce you to our sacred sister, Galactic Tanya.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. This is Tanya.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. This is a very dear. Oh, Julia has to come. Can we get Julius here?
Okay.
So this is so precious because Tanya has a healer, beloved. Michael, you have to help his back leg.
Just put your hand under his back.
Yeah. So Tanya can share with you more. So come here, sweetie. Come say hi. Come meet everybody. Say hello, Julius. Say hi to everybody. Tanya's healer buddy is Julius. That is here. And is the most precious sacred dog because I know, like his leg are hurt and he's so. I mean, it's just pure love.
Yeah, pure love.
He helps Tanya.
He helps with my healing sessions. He holds and grounds the energy in my healing space. So
it's so precious. Michael, you may have to shut that because it's gonna open and close my love. Sorry. So we're so happy. So let us just tell you for a second about Tanya because I'm gonna go make lunch because these two are gonna be hungry now. I know. Did you see that?
Looks great.
I just secured it with the thing.
Love it.
Bringing this Magdalene energy. So Tanya and I have known each other for 12. Let me say, I met you in 2000. What a second, 2000.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
I met you in 10 years
10 years ago.
Okay,
happy anniversary.
Yeah. So I met Tanya 10 years ago, and so we bonded right away, and we both have gone through so much.
Yeah.
And Tanya has a beautiful son, and who is a sacred being, which we'll see tomorrow. Michael will meet him tomorrow. And Tanya used to live in Washington, D.C., and you've been one of the bravest sisters to go so deep, discover your truth, discover the spirit, and align with your spirit and bringing your gifts forward. So I'll let Tanya share for a second also what she offers in her healing practice here in Bluffton, and you're really anchoring a strong light here.
Yeah. I do lots of different healing work. I'm a shaman. I do myofascial release and energy healing, and I partner with people in the area. One of my dear colleagues and friends, Candace Blair, and I, we do sound healing. She does sound healing and intuitively syncs what she does with what I do with energy healing. And so we've been able to really shift a lot of people here and do some transformational healing retreats and also the energy just in the area. And it seems to be drawing lots of healers that are moving here to the area. So it's been great to see it transition and to see other healers in the area really come out and start doing and sharing their gifts from their heart and really wanted to shift the consciousness of everyone around.
Yeah, and also speaking their truth.
Speaking their
you
truth,
guys are giving permission for those to also, just be in their truth, not to hide their truth. I feel that's the thing that we were talking about, how important that is.
You like to be in the center, huh?
Which is also your truth, the best dog. So, which is really, really important. And yesterday, the four of us were together with Candace, and Candace will come here also tomorrow for the LICO transmission event. And we get to share this. And one of the things that Michael and I, usually as those of you who've been following, when we go and we're hosted somewhere, we really help pull in this frequency of together, because like my heart always goes out, like you and Candace are holding such a space, thinking who's taking care of you, so you can be taken out. So last night Michael did that, and I get to cook, which I love. I get to play a little bit mommy today that I love, and we got to just, play and hang out, and really just that quality time, because I feel a lot of time we're so busy being of service to others, we don't get a chance to be in that inner joy, like our galactic inner child with each other, because we like buzzing with each other whenever we see one another, which feels so amazing. Yeah.
So if anyone is here in the beautiful
South Carolina,
right outside Hilton Head, beautiful, beautiful island in Bluffton. Tanya is an amazing, amazing healer on so many multidimensional ways. We're honored that
we leave Tanya's information, and she has also a retreat coming up with Belize in August.
Yeah, I'm doing a retreat in Belize with one of my dear friends, Alicia, and that will be an amazing healing experience. And I'll also be doing a deep transformational healing retreat at the end of September at the Horseshoe Farm in Henderson,
Which will be
North
there next
Carolina,
week.
which HoniB will be there. The beautiful Turchins have a beautiful healing space. Candace and I will be leading a healing retreat up there.
And that's in September.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. So
And one of the other things that you do on Skype is this soul, what was it?
sacred soul guidance. So I help
Yeah.
others to really tap into their inner truth and start to live from their heart and their soul passion and where they want to be. So helping to provide my clients and others with guidance on how to live a more authentic life, really.
Yeah, which is so important. So
Going
that's
outside?
the thing. Julius, where are you going?
He just wants to go in. He's
He
okay.
wants to go and he's done. Michael, do you want to open the? So we're very proud of Michael because he was
He's
just
rallying.
non-functioning. Yeah, but he ended up showing up for a little.
I'm going to work on
just
Michael
like
later to give him vibe him up a little bit.
blasting him with a little buzzing
Little
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's wonderful. It's so nice to see Tanya move here and just adjust and also, start her life here and in a very beautiful, relaxed way. And also I feel like to take part in this southern area that is a bit closed.
Mm-hmm.
That's opening up. And I really loved where you took us around. You educated us about some of the trees and some of the things. Like, it was so interesting. One of the posts I posted about this church that had survived all this big fire that took over all Bluffton, and it was the only one that had survived.
Yeah, their main job was to protect that church.
Yeah.
It's on the water, the main river. It's a beautiful sanctuary and vortex, really.
Yeah,
I go
you
there.
could feel it.
Yeah.
And we saw the rainbow around the sky, which that was one of the pictures you posted right as
there.
soon as we were there. Very, very beautiful. So Demetrius is saying hello. We post that. So we're very grateful to be able to be with you today and share. And Michael and I are just so grateful to be able to be with our sister Tanya and just relax. Just relax. And Tanya was so sweet. Tanya had messaged, okay, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. We're like, listen, just we just need to relax. We are exhausted. And exhausted in a way because there's just been so much. We're working on so many different frequency levels, and it's very important to Michael, close that, Melo, to just anchor the frequency becomes very important, and rest is important, especially if you can't get it at nighttime. At least get it during the daytime, right, Michael?
Right, honey.
Okay. So Tanya, how does it feel being on this end of the Friday tea time? Because Tanya has joined
It's awesome.
us.
I love it. I watch it usually when I'm outside walking or something. I listen to their beautiful voices and wisdom.
And how does it feel when you have two crazy people coming from DC to just bring their energy right into your home, and you don't know what's going to happen, if they're going to sleep or not, if they're going to have activations? How's the ride been so far?
It's been great.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was a little, my crown chakra was buzzing and ready to explode, but today I feel amazing. So I have to give back to Michael. He gave to me yesterday and took care of me with some acupuncture and awesome massage to open up my chest and my throat so I can start speaking my truth a little bit deeper.
There you go.
And so I'm going to take care of my brother today and give him a little love.
I love
I
it.
was a little happy yesterday.
So,
And today it's coming around.
yeah.
Preparing for tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah, we got a lot coming up tomorrow. And this is the pendant that we got,
I love
Tanya,
it.
that we talked about earlier, that my broke. Tanya, look what I did.
I know, I saw that. You know what? I was treating my client and I had a vision. I'm like, I bet you she's using the kyanite I gave her and she's going to glue it and make a necklace out of it. And you sure did. So
Look at
I could see you doing it while I was in my
Isn't it
office.
amazing?
Yeah, I love it.
So Tanya brought her beads and I made a necklace for you.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love this.
So and I like the way the skin
Yeah,
is. I felt like I
that's
needed
amazing.
something.
It's right on your, yeah.
Exactly. So much love to all of you.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
But before we go, these are the cards
Oh, yeah.
are yours. I'd
Uh-huh.
like to be able to, I have mine at home love Cheryl Lynn, love her so much, so grateful for her work. So I figured it would be nice because we don't have our angel cards today, we don't have the essential cards, but Tanya has plenty that we can work with. So I figured let's just pick one for today, and maybe Tanya will have you do that since these are your cards, you know, and see what message we have. Doreen, we can't wait to see you. We'll see you not next month, the month after. We have a little bit more to go.
I'll bring my wings, Doreen.
Doreen, I know Doreen said she wants Michael to have her wings at this session.
Just see how I can attach them
bring it.
So the group.
Okay.
Ancient wisdom. Look at this beautiful
wow.
card. Wow.
Wow. Look at that.
Yesterday?
That is so beautiful. Let me hold this. So we have you just close your eyes so you can really listen to this message as I hold this up here.
It's the grandmother. Signs and omens, we must look to the skies, for lost in the wisdom through the white man's lies. Look into the eyes of your elder, your sage. Let's bring peace to the modern age and guidance will come. Listen for the beat of her drum. Grandmother is the wise wisdom keeper of the ancient wisdom of times once lost up to the modern age. She is the seer and the custodian of the law, an elder sage of all nations. She has brought her children forth in guided wisdom so that they may walk in the path of light. Holding the wisdom of the ancients in the chalice of her womb, she fosters care for our dreams to take hold. As the Hopi say, when the wisdom of the grandmothers is heard, the world will heal. In ancient days long ago, before we were cloaked in the veil of forgetfulness, the women would drum their prayers to the rhythm of the earth. Our spirits were united and strong. Grandmother marches with the shield of the drum of protection for the earth and her children. She brings the awareness of the ancient Neolithic traditions of old Europe, where the masculine and feminine were equals, and together they created and lived in a sophisticated world of peace. That's chills all over.
So good.
Women alongside of men participated, created, and intellectualized in religious rites and philosophical development. There were no tribal gods, only the universal worship goddess. Mm-hmm. She is androgynous, and she has given birth in the matriarchal society sustained for 4,000 years. She is our source and giver of life. Our creator is nearly solely masculine or feminine, but both. Recognize the importance of the roles of women, healing the feminine, and the gift to then use that reclaimed ancient power to help the masculine, creating harmony and balance in the world again. For too long now, women's voices have been silenced and their natural rhythm disturbed. Mother Earth is crying for us to listen to her rhythm and remember the union. Mm-hmm. The Grandmother Medicine card encourages you to seek guidance from our wise elders who have kept secret teachings alive. They will serve as spiritual midwives, I like that, and provide the guidance that your soul needs during the time of this transformation. Wow, that's beautiful.
Oh, so good, so perfect, so good. So good. So Sherilyn is one of my friends. The whole deck here, she has the paintings are incredible, and I remember I was such a fan of her work, Tanya. And the first time I went to Sedona, I walked in Chocolate Tree and I saw one of her paintings, and I just started crying. This was like 7 years ago, and I was like, Sherilyn's painting, and then I saw like she had created this oracle deck, and just the vibration and the wisdom that she brings in is it's extraordinary. I mean, she's just such a conduit of profound channel, and so powerful. You know what I really feel? I feel like I just want to get my drum and just chant a little. Is it going to be too loud here?
No.
Yeah. Michael, can you bring my drum for a second? It's on the bed. It's on it for a second. I just feel like after we did this for a second, I feel like it would be really great. Yeah,
I have it right here. I brought it in.
Yeah, go get it for a second. So let's see, because I just feel like we're speaking of this voice. Let the voice just come in for a second, then we're gonna wrap this up. Because I'm just really feeling it. And why not? So what we're gonna have you do, what you can do is just stay right here where you are, and just really come into your heart, ground deep in Mother Earth. And just start breathing Mother Earth into underneath, that she's holding you. She's just really, really holding you. And what I'm going to do, I'll start with the 7, just 7 beats first to honor the different direction. And give me a second. Let me get into a rhythm. And once I start getting into a rhythm, just give me a minute or so. And because I'm going to start tuning really inward. And I want to really touch this place of a grandmother. And so give me about 2 minutes or so, Tanya, too, and then join it. Thank you. It'll be great. Let's have a little jam session.
Love it.
Michael, come back here. We have like the nicest little table for here. So let's see.
He wants to get horizontal.
He wants to get. Should we? Is that
That's
okay?
okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just really everybody coming to your hearts, and really we're going to welcome the directions of the east, the south, and the west and the north. The medicine of great eagle, mother serpent, sister jaguar, and hummingbirds. We're going to welcome the element of fire, earth, water, and air. And also we call upon the beautiful inner child, the teenager, the adult, and the elderly. We welcome Sacred Heart of Gaia, her 5th dimensional frequency, and her diamond crystalline frequency, the light cities, the cities of light, Mother Earth, the Lemurians, Teleusians, Atlanteans, Shambhala, Agatha, and the crystalline frequency. We also invite Divine Mother, Divine Father, the Divine Creator, the Primary Creator, and that beautiful dazzling crystalline diamond, and all of our angels and guardians and guides and ascended masters and star brothers and sisters right in this space. So let us bring with the ancient wisdom of the medicine of the drum and that natural heartbeat. And let me just begin it. So give me about 2 or 3 minutes. And breathe out through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Yes, did you like that? Woo, we needed that.
Yeah, it was a big energy clearing there.
That was good stuff. We're talking about opening up, right? Hope you all like that. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm so glad, Angela. I'm so glad. So much love. So may you have the most wondrous Venus Friday. Thank you to our beloved sister Tanya for being here. And we get to share and shine together. Love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday Tea Time Ascension. Thank you, Valeria. I'm so glad. Yeah, of course, they always come in. The chiefs always come in to help support, But, and there are more. They're indigenous, and they're also one of the ones that I found quite a bit. Some of the Arcturians love to come in, and they're very, very tribal sounding, and they sound very much like Native Americans. And it's beautiful. We get to experience their frequency, and I felt we needed that.
Yeah, that's good.
You feel, Michael, that was good?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Michael's like,
the energy.
You did?
Yeah, especially I felt the cheese, but it was beautiful as Tanya came in. So the energy
it's so
really
good. Yeah. We get to cook now.
Yeah. All right.
So have the most
weekend.
beautiful day. Aho namaste, lakish banura ish. And let us just finish up with a prayer. So Michael, come join our hands. Dear mighty Lord, dear divine mother, divine father, dear source of all light and illumination, dear sacred heart of Gaia and your beautiful, dazzling, golden, crystalline, diamond fifth dimensional frequency, thank you for beholding us. Thank you for nourishing us, grounding us so deep in your heart, giving us the power to walk the walk of beauty, especially remembering this beautiful frequency of Taurus, which is to ground and bring all the sensual, loving, beautiful energy. Let us create in beauty. Give us the power to speak our truth and just ground it so deep in our divine essence, in our divine senses, and bringing it all the way to be anchored in Mother Earth and co-create together the goods that we're here to share. May we gather in our hearts, in our souls, in our spirit, in our higher bodies, in our monads, and in our soul agreements, so we can continuously create this circle of light around Earth, beaming it and allowing everything else that's dense to be lifted up. Thank you to our Ascension team. Thank you to all the blessed hands that are here to support and nourish us each time that we take a step in honoring our higher self, our true essence, and not hold our light back in any way, to just radiate the purity of our trueness in our divine essence, so that only the light of our dazzling light of love shines through. Thank you so much, everyone. So much love to all of you. So much love to all of us. So much love to the beautiful love that we come from and we're to radiate from. Have a magical Friday.
Bye.
So much love. We'll see you guys next week. If you're in Bluffton, South Carolina, we put Tanya's information down. Michael will be doing the healing session with Archangel Michael, and then we go off to the farm, celebrate my birthday, and we'll be with the baby goats, and then we also will be on the airplane when we do the 5, when we're working with the 5-5 frequency. May you anchor it wherever you'll be. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.